I'm number one on the kill list for Iran. They're lovely people. I'm number one. I may be gone too, because I'm their number one target. It's out all over the place. I'm their number one because they're
Wait, did you just hear that? A former US president casually confirming he's the number one target on an active international hit list. Stop scrolling because things are getting absolutely insane.
They want to take out the U.S. leader, me. I'm on every list. I saw a thing this morning. I'm on every single one of their lists.
Look closely at his demeanor right there. He's talking about a literal assassination plot against him, and he's delivering it with the calm of someone reading a grocery list. You have to wonder what kind of intelligence briefings are crossing his desk to make this kind of threat feel like just another Tuesday. What's wild here is that while the former president is addressing these direct threats from overseas, certain city officials back in New York were allegedly trying to set up coffee dates with representatives from that exact same regime. It's a completely bizarre contrast in how different levels of our political system are handling international relations right now. You've got the national level sounding the alarm, and local politicians practically rolling out the red carpet. Makes you question who is actually coordinating our foreign policy, doesn't it?
A new Iranian plot to assassinate Trump. According to the Wall Street Journal, with new reporting this hour, Israel shared new intelligence with the U.S., which suggests Iran was plotting a new plan to kill President Trump. Now, Israel is not commenting thus far, but President Trump did bring this topic up multiple times yesterday. It was clearly on his mind. He talked about how his life could be at risk and mentioned specifically that he is Iran's top target.
Did you catch the urgency in her voice? The Wall Street Journal and CNN are confirming this isn't just a rumor. Israel passed on concrete intelligence about a new plot. And here is where it gets crazy. This broadcast hit the airwaves just as a massive local scandal was brewing in New York City regarding, you guessed it, Iran. It's almost like the left hand has absolutely no idea what the right hand is doing. On one channel, we have breaking news about severe national security threats, and on the other, local politicians are caught in a web of backdoor meetings with the very people allegedly orchestrating those threats. It forces you to look at the timeline and ask yourself, who exactly signed off on these diplomatic maneuvers? Keep your eyes peeled on the news ticker at the bottom. The timing of this drop is impeccable.
Republican lawmakers this morning demanding answers from the WNBA over what they call repeated physical attacks on Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark. In a letter to Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, 11 House Republicans argue Clark has been hip-checked, poked in the eye, and struck in the throat. They say the league is failing to uphold players accountable and adequately protect its biggest star. The lawmakers are also raising concerns that the treatment could amount to a hostile work environment and suggested federal agencies could investigate if racial discrimination is involved. The WNBA has not publicly responded to the letter, and the Indiana Fever say the team was not involved in the congressional effort.
Okay, total pivot here, but look at the footage of those fouls. We are moving from international espionage straight into the absolute war zone that is the WNBA right now. Caitlin Clark is taking hits that look like they belong in a linebacker highlight reel, not a basketball game. 11 House Republicans are literally stepping in to demand answers from the league. Think about how unprecedented that is. Lawmakers pulling a sports league commissioner into the spotlight over workplace violence. The physical toll on Clark is undeniable, but what's even more fascinating is the absolute silence from the league's front office. When you have politicians drafting formal letters about hip checks and eye pokes, you know the situation has completely spiraled out of control. It's a masterclass in how not to protect your franchise player.
Or a fan of the Indiana Fever. What has been happening to Caitlin has been happening since the inception of the WNBA. These women play tough, they play hard, it's sports. To suggest that it is intentional or that people are being racist towards her leaves out a long history of women who've supported this league and started this league who were Black. It's very disrespectful to them, the women who are the foundation of the league. 70% of the people in the league are LGBTQIA and Black. And so they literally are sitting here thinking, well, why now, because we've been playing the game that we've been playing, are people demanding that we be investigated for doing what we're supposed to do? Can you imagine going to work every single day trying to do your job, but fear that you're going to be attacked and get death threats?
With Caitlin.
You have to appreciate the raw honesty in this panel discussion. She is breaking down the exact demographic foundation of the WNBA. 70% Black and LGBTQIA women, and pointing out the immense frustration they feel right now. For decades, these women built this league from the ground up, playing the exact same aggressive, hard-nosed style of basketball. Now, suddenly, because a massive spotlight is on one particular rookie, everyone wants a federal investigation into how the game is played. It's a massive culture clash. The veteran players are looking around asking why the rules are suddenly supposed to change, while the new audience is utterly shocked by the physicality. It really makes you wonder if the league can successfully merge these two vastly different expectations without tearing its own locker rooms apart.
New York City Mayor's office is under fire after Zoran Mamdani's International Affairs Commissioner reportedly made plans to meet with Iran's UN ambassador earlier this week. The timing could not have been worse. And the New York Post reporting this, the scheduled meeting would have unfolded after Iranian troops fired missiles at two commercial ships traversing the Strait of Hormuz. An action Monday in direct defiance of an interim peace agreement between the U.S. and Iran.
Let's circle back to that New York City scandal I mentioned earlier. Watch the anchor's expression. She is literally reporting that a top official in the mayor's office was trying to schedule a sit-down with Iran's UN ambassador, right in the middle of all this geopolitical chaos. The sheer audacity to try and circumvent the State Department for a local meet and greet is mind-blowing. The article on the screen notes that this was supposed to happen right after missiles were fired at commercial ships. You couldn't script a more tone-deaf political maneuver if you tried. It completely exposes the lack of oversight happening in these local administrative offices. Imagine the panic in that office when the press finally got wind of this schedule.
It's fascinating that Congress has decided to get involved in the WNBA's internal drama on the court.
I think this is fascinating. Or another word. I have another word.
What do you think?
I think it's really, really disrespectful in so many different ways, because this is from people who, one, haven't watched sports, obviously, have never watched women's basketball. They're probably more so a fan of Caitlin Clark than the actual sport itself.
Notice how the panel instantly goes on the defensive here. They are openly mocking the idea that Congress should care about basketball fouls. Carrie Champion makes a very sharp point. The people suddenly outraged about these hard screens have probably never watched a full quarter of women's basketball in their entire lives. They aren't fans of the sport, they are just fans of the spectacle surrounding one specific player. It's a fascinating look at how sports media gets hijacked by broader cultural arguments. When you have political figures using sports highlights to score points with their base, the actual athletes end up getting completely lost in the noise. It's less about protecting a player and more about controlling the narrative.
First of all, I totally believe Mayor Mamdani. I'm certain that his commissioner for international affairs, he was going to meet with the Iranians to help them find the best bagels in New York City. I am certain this is going to be a friendly, come to New York, we love you meeting. That's what it was about. I mean, I just can't imagine Zoran Mamdani wanted to have a meeting with people who say death to America, death to Israel, for any other reason than to be nice. I mean, what you just said is exactly right, Rebecca. This was politics. This is what they believe in. This is who they seek out to have a sympathetic view and sympathetic ear with. This is frightening. This is not what New York should be doing. And then the mayor lies and covers up. He sounds like Graham Plattner, denying the reality that's right in front of him, which is why his staff feels they're licensed to go out and meet with the Iranians and talk to the Iranians. I wish the meeting took place. And that way we could have demanded to know what they talked about and hold the mayor to account for it. It really is too bad that they stopped it before it happened, because that is what really motivates them.
Just listen to Ari Fleischer tearing into this local government blunder. He is laughing at the absurdity of it, joking that they were going to help the Iranians find the best bagels in New York. But underneath the humor is a really dark reality about political grandstanding. He hits the nail on the head when he says this is what these local officials actually believe in. They seek out these sympathetic meetings to project a certain worldview, completely ignoring the federal consequences. When a former White House press secretary is on national television openly mocking your city's diplomatic blunders, someone is likely getting fired. It's a catastrophic PR failure wrapped in a layer of profound political arrogance.
I want to be clear on your first question. That meeting did not take place. It will not take place. And I did not know about it until there was a press inquiry regarding it. And When it comes to the work of our commissioner and our international affairs office, it's to ensure that as we are a city of the world, that we are also there to meet with leaders from across the world. The focus is always on our city and our relationship.
Thank you.
Demanded for planning the meeting?
The commissioner recognizes that this was made an error, and we're working on a new process in terms of new meeting requests. Again, this was a request that came into the office, not one that originated from the office.
Would you support? You have to go. Meeting with the ambassador of Iran.
No, I've said that meeting will not be taking place.
Thank you, Kelly.
Oh man, look at the body language on the mayor here. He is gripping that podium and choosing his words with surgical precision. He says this was made in error and they are working on a new process. That is the ultimate political spin for getting caught doing something you definitely shouldn't have been doing. He is desperately trying to distance himself from his own commissioner's actions, claiming the request just randomly floated into the office. Have you ever worked in an office where a meeting with an international ambassador just accidentally gets put on the calendar? It doesn't happen. The amount of backpedaling happening in this press briefing is off the charts. You can practically see the sweat forming as he tries to shut the story down. Drop a comment below and tell me what you think is really going on here. And hit that subscribe button before you scroll away.